$50,000 for $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
We're on the Moontrain!
This is how you become a day trader.
Okay, well that was a pretty awesome day. Obviously the 677s for tomorrow that we scooped down here paid 124. Now if you look at this chart again, these are all fib lines. It is absolute cinema. Okay, for tomorrow, if you don't take out this high early, prepare to go gap fill right here on QQQ and on SPY. Now we might want to take a look here at the 1 hour. All these yellow lines are of course FOMC targets, and all we've been doing is playing ping pong here. Okay, come down, absorb, launch off, go here, reject, bounce, but we protected the gap. It is still open. So we were slated to get a high in the final hour. Instead we scooped calls here that paid on that little rally. It looks like a long way up to here. You got this week to get up here to form a cup, start going sideways, chopping down. I think next week, if you manage to pull this move, you're probably going to spend the majority in this zone. Okay, that's if. Obviously, this can hit the ceiling fan. And here you see, remember I posted this? I was like, okay, it needs to hold here. Boom, we caught this. Same thing applies here. Needs to keep doing this pattern. You can undercut it here overnight, but that's what's required. Otherwise the pattern has played out. Now the Namo is set to rip. Doesn't mean we rip, can reject, but it is set to rip, right? You have this coming down here to the gap. So what is Thursday? And you have that still there. Look at these two charts. What would be better than a gap up? You hit that level, we can use NVIDIA as the indicator, and you get your premium high for the week, and then you shit down here. Friday rolls around with a cryogenically frozen core PCE report and you go higher. Something like that, right? That is what I'm imagining right now. But again, it doesn't matter if you stay up here for hours tomorrow. Gap fill late in the day can still occur. I think today was a testament. The reason I bought the dip here on SPY, let me pull up SPY and I'll show you. The algo here, the initial balance ripper algo, I love to play it. It always hangs out here, then it kind of comes down and finishes high. So again, you need to gap up. This here, controlled selling, whether it's the press conference, Fed minutes, some Iran bullshit headline, this is controlled selling, okay? As far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for a bounce spot. And where did it bounce today? It actually ended up bouncing at the bottom of the volume shelf right here. Okay, didn't even go back to the FOMC line. So again, to recap, need to gap over here. Yes, can it go? Sure, but I think you open up somewhere here, you're probably gonna go gap fill. Okay, individuals I'm eyeing is Meta. And here's another thing I wanted to bring up. The individual sells today, not really, besides maybe NVIDIA, super noticeable compared to the indices, which brings me to good old VIXpiration, not on the VIX in itself, but on the futures contract. So here's the VIXpiration date. Wasn't until the next day we melted down. Okay, that's for January. In December, here you see, here's the VIXpiration candle. The next few days came down. You go back to November, same type of deal. Here's the VIXpiration candle. The big move follows. So we're looking for a big move to follow up today's big expiration. Could be Thursday, could be Friday, we could be going both ways, but I do think we catch a pretty decent move here into the end of the week. Now, this still looks really good. Has this updated pretty even Steven, a little bit on the put side. If bad shit happens, and it will at some point, could be tomorrow, could not be, 655 to 647 is where this market will go. Okay, why am I saying that? Because you've based here now for 4 months, you've created a range. Usually these resolve with basically what it's doing here. A fake dip gets bought up and then rips higher. The problem the market is having now is, I think it's understanding that all these economic reports are bogus. People are starting to wake up to maybe things aren't so, tired of winning. What's the carrot here? There's these memory stocks would be ripping if data centers was the way to go. You know what I mean? So like this thing is waiting on that mega dip in June. Doesn't mean it can't go higher here. We did finish above the daily 89. We hit the 21, rejected under these three. This is still set up here. We can go higher. After this next leg, possible leg higher, I would start to look down below. However, tomorrow, if you can get over that 686, you got a free shot here all the way. And that magic number is not far away. Okay, so it can happen this week. As far as the internals, here again, you got these put walls on a lot of these names, right? Tech names. We said they were selling defensives, rolling into tech. Okay, so tech was strong. Not the same setup, and you really see the distribution here. Here's selling tech dark pool, well, scooping up SPY. So it's more of a rotation. Now, Friday, that's Thursday. Friday looks obviously crazy because it's OPEX. I don't think we go higher than that, and I would be surprised if we go lower than that. That's just what it looks like to me right now. When the big pullback happens later this year, people are going to absolutely fucking dump their crypto, in my opinion. Keeping an eye on the dollar, it was really strong today. Put a little pressure on the market at the times, meaning end of day. Still overall a bear flag though. I don't even look at this anymore. What's the point? The VIX 1D filled the gap, or did it? So again, it's done this pattern here. I'm sure you've noticed a few times where it rips a cup, a handle, and it's supposed to go higher and it goes lower. Here's the pattern. Cup, pullback, no handle, gaps instead. Got the same thing here, cup, pullback. I don't know if this is gonna go rip and go fill this gap. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. When it does that, I'm buying calls. So tomorrow is gonna be all about reacting live on the Moontrain, and we will do so accordingly. Very interesting flow coming in here after hours. Okay, so that's the plan for tomorrow. As far as other individuals, I'm pretty much just zoned in on MU and Meta at this point. Maybe Apple Friday, we'll see. All right, guys, God bless. See you later.